I speak to you today on a very difficult topic: the weariness of hope. For some time now, a subtle weariness seems to have found a place in our communities. A weariness that has nothing to do with the Lord's weariness. It is a temptation that we might call the weariness of hope. This weariness is felt when, as in the Gospel, the sun beats down mercilessly and with such intensity that it becomes impossible to keep walking or to even look ahead. Everything becomes confused. I am not referring to those particularly heaviness of heart felt by those who feel shattered at the end of the day, yet still manage a serene and grateful smile. No, I am speaking of that other weariness, which comes from looking ahead once reality hits, and calls into question the energy, the resources, and the viability of our mission in this changing and quite challenging world. It is a weariness that paralyzes. This weariness comes from looking ahead and not knowing how to react to the intense and confusing changes that we as a society are experiencing. These changes within our society, the changes within this world, call into question not only our ways of thinking of certain things, but of how to speak of them as well. The changes may appear to question our attitudes and habits in this world, old but new, changing but at the same time unchanged, captured in a cyclical evolution. In some areas and in some settings, these events or challenges occurring elsewhere call into doubt the very viability of religious life in this 21st century world, with the speed and rage behind the demand of change paralyzing our options and opinions. Well, what was meaningful and important in the past, the near past, and the far distant past, now no longer seem valid. The weariness of hope comes from seeing a church created by Christ for all who live by the teachings of Christ in any time, at any place, straying so far from the ideal due to the sins of man, causing the church and individual churches to be wounded by sin, which so often failed to hear the cries that echoed the cry of our Lord Jesus Christ. My God, oh why have you forsaken me? We can get used to living in weariness of hope, inured by the discomfort, the heaviness of our body, our hearts all but shattering within our damaged bodies, for the cries that we do hear, and the silent cries our senses hear. We can grow accustomed to the weariness of hope before an uncertain and unknown future and this can pave the way for a grey pragmatism to lodge in the heart of our Christian communities. Everything apparently goes on as usual, while, in reality, faith is crumbling and failing. Disappointed by a reality that we do not and we cannot understand, that has no room for our messages, we can open the door to one of the worst, one of the vilest heresies possible in this time. The notion that neither the Lord nor any of our Christian communities have anything to say or to contribute in this modern world now emerging. What once arose to be the salt and light for the world ends up stale and worn, classified as useless and meaningless for old time going forward.